Hello everyone, this is Chandana B from the Department of Information Science and Engineering in Bengaluru from the Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today we are discussing the topic called as characteristics and the components of the window from the subject called as an UID. So no more late, let's go to the topic. Introduction of Windows in UID. Like Windows in UID refers to the graphical user interface elements that allows the users to interact with the systems that play the critical role in the providing the visual feedback and enabling the user actions. The characteristics and the component of the windows greatly impact the overall user experiences. So characteristics of windows in UID, that is like visibility and interactivity and layering. So first we'll discuss about the visibility. The windows are visible and occupy a specific area on the screen, allowing the user to see the interact with the content within. So next is interactivity. So Windows enables the user to interact with the system through the various actions like clicking, dragging, and resizing and the closing. And the third point is layering. So in the layering, the windows can be arranged in the hierarchical order, allows the user to switch between the different windows and controls the display's priority. So we'll go to the next slide, that is components of Windows in UID. In this, the title bar and the menu bar and the toolbar plays the main role over here. So the topmost part of the window that displays the Windows title and often contain the control button like minimum, maximum and the close. When come to the mini bar, the horizontal bar typically located below the title bar that provides the access to various menus and their associated the comments. So third one is toolbar. This plays the most important role. So a customizable area below the menu bar that contains the icons and the buttons for the frequently used action or commands. So the next slide is components of Windows in UID. So content areas and the status bar and the scroll bars. When come to the content area, the main area within the window where the primary content is displayed, such as text, image, fonts, and multiple media elements. A second one is status bar. In status bar, the horizontal bar typically located at the bottom of the window that provides the status information and the process interact indicators and also the content specific helps. And the third one is scroll bars, the vertical and the horizontal bars that appears when the content within the window exists, the available visibility area and enabling the scrolling. So the next slide is the dialog boxes and tool tips and also the borders and the resizing handles. So when come to the dialog boxes, the special window that temporarily interpret the user workflow to greater input and the displays the message or the promote the confirmation. Tool tips, small contextual information boxes that appears when the user hovers over the specific UI elements, providing the additional explanation or guidance. The third one is the border and the resizing handling. So in this, the visibility boundaries and the handles around the windows that allows the user to resize the manipulate the windows dimensions. So we'll go to the next slide. In this, the window placements UID. UID system provides the mechanisms to position and alignment windows on the screen, such as automatic tilling and the cascading or manual arrangements. And the second one is the window status. In this, the user can be changed the status of the windows, including the maximizing and the minimizing and the restoring or the closing it. The third one is window arrangement tools. UID system often offers the tools like taskbar, previews, and also the virtual desktops, and as to assist the users in the managing the multiple windows efficiently. So in the next slide, the close button and the minimize button and the maximum and the restore button. In this, the user which allows the users to close the window and terminating in associating process of actions. In the minimizing button, this shrinks the windows to the taskbar or the dock, allowing the users to quickly access it later without the closing hit. The third one is maximizing and the restore button. Toggles between the maximizing the windows to fill the screen and the restoring to it previous size of position. So the resize handling allows the users to manipulating the edges size of an windows by dragging on the edges or the corners. The window menu accessed by the right click on the title bar or the empty area of the window, providing the additional window related option or the commands. In the system menu, accessing the clicking the icon in the top left corner of the window, often standing the window action like moving and resizing or closing. So in this accessibility consideration for the windows in UID, that is keyboard navigation, the window should be operable using the shortcuts and providing the focus in indicators for the easier navigation. Color constructor. So in this, adequate color constructor should be maintained between the windows elements and ensure the readability and the usability for the individual with the visual impairments. So in this, assistive technologies. We'll see about the assistive technologies, that is like Windows should be compatibility with the screen readers and the manufacturers and other assistive technologies to support the users with the disabilities. So when come to the part of conclusion, the window users UID or the essential compact components of the user interface and providing the visual representation and interactivity and the control. So in this, understanding the characteristics and the components of the window allows the designers and developments to create the interactive and accessibility user experiences. By considering the window management and the controls and the accessibility, we can enhance the usability and effectiveness of the window in UID. So the Microsoft suggests that if the window contains the tool or the utility, a small version of the application's icon should be placed there instead. So if the application creates, loads and saves the documents or data files and window represented to view one of its file, a small version of the icon that represents its documents or the data file type should be placed there. So even if the user has not yet saved in the file, displays the data file icon rather than the application icon. And the again displays the data file icon after the user saves the file. So when come to the menu bar, a menu bar is a user to organize and provide access to action. It's located horizontally at the top of the windows and just below the title bar. A menu bar contains a list of topics and items that even selected or pull down menu beneath the choice. So the next slide is, in the past some of the platforms has called as menu bar and action bar. The contents of the menu bar and its downers are determined by the application's functionality and the context and their in which the user interacting with it. In the status bar, the information of the users to the user can be displayed in the designated screens areas of the areas. They may be located at the top of the screen. In some of the platforms are called as a status bar or the screen bottom. So Microsoft recommends that the bottom location and that refers to the areas as status bar, and it is also refers by the other platforms as a message areas or the message bars. So in the scroll bars, when the all the displays information cannot be presented in the window, the additional information must be found and the made visible. So the scroll bar is enallocated rectangular container and the consistency of the scroll areas are strip. So a slider box or the evaluator and the arrows anchors at each end. For the visual scrolling, and the scroll bar is positioned at the right side of the work areas, extending the entire length. Horizontal scrolling and the accomplished through the scroll bar located at the bottom of the work area, and split box. A window can be split into the two or the more pieces and the planes by the manipulating the split box located above the vertical scroll bar or the left or horizontal scroll bar. Split box is sometimes reposed as a split bar, and the window can be split into the two or more separated views areas that can be called as pans. So splitting the windows permits multiple views of the project, and the multiple windows enables the user to examine the two parts of a document at the same time. This display the different yet simultaneously and the views of the same information. And to support the splitting of the windows that is not pre-split and designed and included the split box. Next one is size grip. In the size grips of the Microsoft Windows and the special handle including the window and permit it to be resized. And the three angler and the parallel lines that the lower side and the corner of the window are designed for the grips. So in this, if the Windows possesses the status bar and the grip positioned at the bar right end, otherwise it is located at the bottom of the virtual scroll bar and the right side of the horizontal scroll bar or the junction point of the two bars. The frame, the window will be at the frame or the border and the usually rectangle in the shape to define the boundaries and the distinguish from the other windows. And also the textual materials with usually reads from the left to right and the fit most efficiently within the structure and the border comparison of the lines and the variable thickness or the color, and these variations can be used as an aid and identifying the types of windows being the displayed. So if the windows resized, and it may contain the control point for the resizing it, and if the windows cannot be resized, the border coincide with the edge of the windows.